Previously on the fourth culture, we survey team 3 from the Namandan Union, and we are going to rescue the civilized empire princess Malena, who has been kidnapped and is now in Twilight's End. We are travelling undercover as guards for a caravan run by the arms dealer Yafir Tama. On our journey, our amnesiac Kaman found some of his memories. Our halfling monkey found a haunted sword. Our sassy Bara found an auntie who now lives in his head, and also a griffin egg that hatched into Bob the Griffin, who is now 4 days old. I want to say 5? I don't know. Anyway. And I found an amazing pirate captain who made me question my sexuality. Yes. We also encountered Riaka, the big bad of a town we visited called Dawn's Edge. And it led us to discover that our secret mission is not so secret after all. Because somebody by the name of Duke and Taros of the Blood Company wants us dead. And also wants Yafir Tama dead.
Oh dear.
I can understand why he target us, but Yafir, I don't know why.
Yeah, that's just mean.
Yeah, that's just mean, not necessary, But anyway, the name Antaros is also linked to the royal family of the civilized empire. Especially the person who is currently in charge, who is somebody that nobody likes. Well, not many people. Well, a significant portion of the population don't like him enough lah. That's why we are sent on this secret mission to rescue the princess to replace him. Hopefully. Anyway, Kie accidentally killed the Riaka, the big bad in Dawn's Edge, which led to her sword speaking to her and saying that he's actually Koshi, a mage who lived many hundreds of years ago and hates the deathless. Bara asked the auntie in his head whether eating the body of Riaka would grant him special powers, and the auntie said yes. So Bara turned to cannibalism and also feeding the body of the Riaka to Bob the Griffin, which led to Bob developing unexpected powers like being able to talk at 2 days old and also shooting, this black beam of energy. Don't know how he do it. As for what they did to Bara, we don't know yet, but we will observe, monitor the situation. We met a bard/paladin by the name of Bud, who came to give Kie a letter from her parents, warning her of this man who came to her monastery looking for her, saying that your daughter is now Koshi's heir. At least we assume that's what's the situation. Don't know. Anyway, where are we now? Okay, like that. So, turns out that Ban the Bard Paladin had actually worked with Yafir Tama before. And Yafir said, hey, you know what? You should be my bodyguard now that I have a target on my back. So, he travelled together with us. We left Dawn's Edge. And then Bara wanted Kaman to remember more about the King of Corals, because Afina, who was this very nice lady who was on the ship that we sailed on, got kidnapped by him. So, as with all sensible decisions, ask Kaman to take the sock drugs that are in Ban's sock, because I don't know why he puts his drugs in his socks. Anyway, that led to a very naked sea elf
Where do
running.
you keep your drugs?
I don't have drugs, yes.
What are you asking
Go away. Bro. Please. Yes. I will not say anything incriminating on screen. Anyway, so our poor CL friend took the drugs, got high out of his mind and high off the ground because he was literally falling from the moon next when we found him. Yes. He remembered nothing except for one thing, which is Boldar's shade is the king of corals. All we know about Boldar is that he was a god who lived on Urtu many hundreds of years ago, but he was supposed to have left. So, we're not quite sure what is the situation. The next day, we reached a small shitty town that Yafir normally just travels through called Datranso. It seems as though the town had been busy celebrating the new year, so everybody is very hungover. Initially, he was just going to travel through again. However, we noticed that the magical sects are having...
Pardon me?
The magical sects...
I haven't had any complaints.
Yes, okay, can. Are having some kind of a competition there with people going at it in these big bull domes. And supposedly the grand prize is a giant intan crystal, which is very expensive and very valuable because you can use it to do all kinds of magical shit. I don't know, I'm just a barbarian. Anyway, because it's so special, the prize, it attracted people from all over the place, including some fire giants, which we've never really seen before. So, Yafir wanted to go and say hi to the people who run the magical sex because they are some of his biggest customers. And then he said that I shouldn't go there with a lot of guts. So he said, okay, can. Then you take Kie because she's small and looks quite harmless until she stabs you.
Ooh.
It's true. So he then told her that maybe you should leave all your very good magical items behind in case, the people at the sex say, oh, I want that one, give to me as tribute. That kind of situation. And we were like, got like that one? And he was like, yeah, got like that one. So we tried to convince Kie to leave her magical sword with us. However, this is where we found out that the magical sword does not like to be away from Kie. Because poor Bara and Kie both got a massive splitting headache after that because the sword said, no, cannot. So yeah, that was that. So we also discovered that the sword has the ability to hide itself from other people when it wants to. Interesting. Anyway, the rest of the party, with nothing to do, got convinced. I skipped the whole part, which was the fact that as we were entering the town, for some unknown reason, Bara decided to turn on the chassis, which led to me showing my green globes of glory to the world. It's okay, I'm very proud of my body, okay? It's more the fact that I was not expecting to do that. Yes, anyway, so yeah. The whole situation was, I was very influenced by Bara's sassiness, which was why when he said, you know what, this man, Sarius the Dean, and his proposition of, joining the gladiator fights is a very good idea, we should do it. So I said, okay, let's do it. And next thing I know, I was in a pit with Ban, fighting off 2 people from the blood company, which was very alarming in 2 ways. Because number 1, I signed up for a fight I didn't really want to. And number 2, we are fighting people from the blood company and they are wanting to kill us. Thankfully, these 2 seemed quite blur and didn't realize that they were trying to actually kill us. So anyway, we won the fight. And I also won one of his saber that apparently was in his family for a very long time. I don't know why he want to bet this kind of thing, but anyway, I'm taking it, so there is that. Kie and Yafir actually met with one of the leaders of the Red Lotus sect, who was this very, very old elf. So old until his skin almost transparent. You can see the inside.
Ew.
Which was kind of alarming in many ways. And then uncle has no sense of propriety because he was wearing the robe all the way down to here, So you can see all of the inside. I am very grateful I am not there. Anyway, he seemed to have a moment where he saw into the future or something. So he turned to Yafir and said, don't worry, Yafir, we are still your friends, okay? The sect is your friend. We will always be your friend. Or something like that. And then after that, as he was about to go away, and then he cast a spell, and then he looked at Kie's sword, where the sword would be, and said, interesting, and then he walked away.
Ooh.
Which was creepy on all counts. But again, thankfully, I was not there. And then, the last part of last session, Ban and Bara took part in the Battle of the Bards, where they blew the minds of the locals with their amazing performances. Okay? But then what also blew our mind was when Ban suddenly looked into the audience and saw this old uncle who gave him his piano sword a long, long time ago and said, Ban, you have more important things to be doing. And then, him, Ban, and also Lei Panek, one of the guards who now thinks he's Ban's dog. It's a long story. Go and watch the previous recap. All got spirited away in this moonbeam. In the middle of town. In the middle of the day. Where the moon come from, I don't know. And that's where we left off.